Hi Kim, so quickly making this video because I just got off the phone, or actually I was a go-to meeting with Melissa, and there was a couple things that we needed you to approve before she could work on. One of the most important things is changing some of the reports and dashboards. I thought I could do it, but that wasn't the case. So I'm going to really quickly just review everything that she's done so far. And she's gone ahead, she's mass updated all of the accounts, the open tasks, the contacts, all of these. She ran into a slight problem with the code for the new revenue schedule owner, but her coder, Apoorva, is going to fix that, I think, by the end of today. And she was able to also update tasks under campaigns, campaign items. She also changed the existing email notifications for the approval processes. So if you're rejecting something, the sales rep gets notification saying, "Oh, hey, this is rejected. Please do this, that, and this," and for it to be approved. She's done that. Now this part. This is something I thought I could do. I thought I could go in and change all of the dashboards. So, for example, and add Kimberly for this one. I was going to go ahead and add Kimberly as a drop-down option to this filter. So you just go in and edit and, add her here. Doing that for all of the dashboards that we have will definitely take me a while because you have to go through every single one, in this list. And then some of them have the revenue schedule owner, other ones have account owner, some of them also have the media campaign owner. So it's basically all of these three things. And so that will take me maybe 4 hours. Talking to Melissa, though, I mentioned how we didn't want to have, Beth Grant's name on everything and, having to see Doreen and Michelle and all these 3 past employees isn't exactly the best. So Melissa came up with a really quick solution whereby she went and grouped Michelle, Doreen, and Beth and made them past employees. So now, instead of having their names on here, they're actually all of their revenue is going to be under this 5th option that says not current employees, which is great. So you can just go filter by that, look at all the revenue for the last year, and then if you want to see exactly it broken down by who sold what, you can just click on the report, scroll down, you see this is all was sold by Michelle, or this was sold by so and so. I think, oh yeah, and there's Beth. So that would be a little bit better than, having everyone's name on this list because it's getting quite long. So I thought that was a really good idea. The only thing is it did take a little bit of logic for her to go in and create this filter. She had to create a group for each different option, and then she had to do an added filter and saying their last name, this does not contain these users with Sutherland, Collins, Clark, or Newsock. I realize that's spelled wrong. Anyways, so I think that's a good idea. If you think that's also a good idea, then we should go have her do this for all the rest of the reports. So I need to know by the end of today or tomorrow if we want this to get done before Kimberly's in the system. I don't know if she's going to have time to work on it during the work week, so it would be better if we just did it now. So that's what I said here. And she said it will take her 2 hours. She also sent me another email, which I'll forward to you, with the 3 quotes. So this is the quote for just doing the dashboards. So it's for 2 hours. So for 160. The other thing that we ran into, and this is a little bit less pressing of an issue, but I was looking to see which media campaigns we switched, from Beth being the owner of the revenue to you when Beth left. And that was really hard to do. So this was a report that we tried to get this information. But as you can see, you only have, the owner name and the advertiser. When you try to go add, who is the new revenue schedule owner? Who did we, like here, example, let me make sure this is the right one. Yeah, revenue schedule owner name. Quick run the report. You'll see there's no names here. So I couldn't see, okay, so which are the new revenue schedule owners? Which one is Kim? Which one's to be changed over? And Melissa ran into the same problem. And apparently the reason why this doesn't have any information in it is because when we switch to our fancy, our new revenue schedule owner code widget down here, this information is no longer in fields. So it used to be up at the top on the media campaign, like this first section detail. It said, new revenue schedule owner, and then the start date of new revenue schedule owner. Melissa went and moved them down here since we no longer were using them. Instead, we were using this fancy coding. The problem with that is that we can't go and sort to see which campaigns have new revenue schedule owners. So she thinks that we should fix this. And what she wants to do is she wants to have Apoorva, her coder, go in and edit this code that makes this work and add a flow that takes this name of the most recent revenue schedule owner and adds it to the media campaign. So adds it here, and then also takes the start date and adds it here as well. So then we can use these fields to sort for reports. So that, she said, would take her 2.5 hours. And that involves also mass updating all of the old data to have to use this field. So she'd need to, sorry, wrong one. Yeah, so she'd need to first go in and change all of the old campaigns to have a value here. And then Apoorva's code would only work for ongoing or new campaigns. So that's why, so that would take 2.5. And that seems to me less pressing. But the other thing is anytime that we have a new revenue schedule owner, we'll have to go in and mass update that field unless we get Apoorva to do the code. So either we could just do an hour and have it update the most recent revenue schedule owner. So Melissa would go in and manually update it here. So that would take an hour. Or we can do this other option, which has Apoorva setting up code, so we'll never have to do it again in the future. So those are the two suggestions. And yeah, if you could just let me know, I'm going to send you a text too, because we need to get this figured out, hopefully by the end of today. I'm going to go and do this last little item, editing the list views. Another thing would be cool too is if we start using the new revenue schedule field and the start date field, we can go and look at this list view here, like this one on the media campaign tab, which shows all of your advertisers, which is good. These are all of the media campaigns that you own. But what it doesn't show is media campaigns that you're handling for Beth. So when Beth started, what's a good example? Yeah, so like for example, the American Riviera Bank. You sold, I believe it was, the Reimagine media campaign, even though it's Beth's account, right? So you sold it, you're the owner. Oh, and Kimberly is now the owner of the account. So if we're on that list view, that one shows up. But the other one that I added you as a revenue schedule owner for, which is the sports section, because this one's ongoing in 2018. We wanted to make sure that you were getting all the tasks related to this. We added you as the new revenue schedule owner, and then now Kimberly is the revenue schedule owner, but this doesn't show up on your field of campaigns you're handling. And it would be really good if we could make the same list view for Kimberly, so she could just go and look at Kimberly's advertisers, so you could see which campaign she's actually handling. Because that other one, the American Riviera, even though you're the revenue schedule owner, it's not going to appear on here because there's no way to add it as a filter because this field isn't filled out. You know. So that's another thing that 2.5 hours would fix. I really think that we should figure out the dashboard first, but if you wanted to approve all of it now, that's totally up to you. So I think total it's 2 hours for her to do all of these other tasks that she's already finished. So so it's 2 hours for those, plus 2 hours for doing the dashboards. And then depending on whether we want to do the code option or the mass update option, it's either an oops. Sorry. It's either an additional hour or an additional 2.5 hours. So I need you to let me know what you want to do.